And now we're ready to add in that level 2 set of beams. So let's go, let's just have a look at our south elevation so we see what we're talking about. There's our grade beam. We're going to put our piles in. Our columns are actually going all the way up to the top. Now you'll notice our columns are actually in stick frame. Okay, that's because our display here is set to be low detail. If we go here, I should say coarse detail. If we go to medium detail, you'll actually see the columns. Okay, so sometimes we want to see it symbolically. Definitely in a plan view, we want to see it symbolically. So we don't necessarily do elevations in so much other than the bracing in structural, but it is nice to use an elevation in section to model the stuff. So let's go back to our level 2. We can kind of do the same thing with the beams. Watch. We're going to go to beam. And let's go with a steel beam 300 by 165. That's not big enough. So let's go load beam, load family. Click in here. Oops, sorry. Scroll down, structural framing, steel. We want a wide flange. Wide flange beam. Hit open. It's going to ask us for a size, and let's scroll down here and say, well, we want a 610 by 415. That looks good to me. And now we can again go pick, 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 and pick all the way around, or we can say at grids. And then you do a big crossing box, hold your mouse in, boom, picks them all, we say finish. Okay, and then escape, go to our 3D view. Okay, there's our first layer of beams. Now, we don't need this guy. Click on here and delete it. That's kind of an open bay there. And the beams for the level 3 are just going to be in the back. Okay, in fact, these columns, I'm using my control button on the keyboard. Control button. See the little plus on my mouse? So just hold your control button in and you can add more than one object. Those guys don't need to go up to level 3. They only need to go to level 2. So I go over to my properties and say, sorry about that. Click down. Revit is very forgiving. You can really kind of model your own way. It's kind of, there's no really set way, but it's, once you get the hang of it, it's kind of fun. So now let's go up to our level 3. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say beam. It's going to default to the last beam type at grids. And this time I'm going to use my control button and say only at these grids where they intersect. Finish. Go to my 3D view. Okay, then I have, oops, sorry. Shift middle mouse button. Okay, there I've got my beams. Now if I go to my level 3, I can't see those because they're below my cut plane. So what I'm going to do is adjust my cut plane here a little bit. So I'm going to go down and scroll. I'm going to pick in here to make this my view. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And I'm going to go to where it says view range. I'm going to hit edit. Okay. And then in here I'm going to say bottom. I'm going to set this to be minus 600. I'm going to set this to be minus 600. And then I'm going to hit apply. And OK. Okay, now you're going to see what's going on. I'm going to change this to be medium detail. We'll actually see the beams. Okay, do the same with your other levels. Go to level 2. Go to click in here to make sure you're in your view. And then hit edit view range at the bottom of the properties palette. And minus 600, which means you're going to see below the level. You see level 1, it tells you the associated level. So we want to see below the level, which lets us see where those beams are. Again, you can leave this stick frame, which actually looks more business-like, but it's up to you. I think I will go with the coarse detail. You know, it's actually more structural. Double click on my level 3, set this back to be coarse detail. Now, grade beam. Concrete's different. If you set it to be coarse detail, it still shows as double line. It doesn't symbolize concrete beams. So then we have kind of a slab on grade inside of there. And let's go to our beam systems. I think we'll let's throw the slab in on this. We've got a little bit of time here. So let's go to our floor tool. And then we're going to go in here and say generic 150. What else do we have to pick from? 600 concrete with metal deck. No. Let's go with generic 150, but we'll hit edit type and we'll say duplicate and we'll call it concrete 150. And then hit OK. And all we need to do is to change the material. So we'll go into the structure here and we'll say the structure material, pick in here in the little corner button. Go into our materials library. And then on the top, just type in CONC for concrete. And what do we got? There we go, concrete cast in situ. Hit OK. Hit OK. Hit OK. And now we're drawing our floor, and we can see because we have our sketch button. So I'm just going to use my pick walls tool, and I'm going to go. Just a sec, pick walls. Pick supports. That's better. Now, offset, extend into wall. No, I think I'm just going to try this. Click. Now that went to the center of the beam. Let's undo that. And what I'm going to do is use pick line instead. Pick. Pick. See that you kind of hover over it. Use your mouse to wheel in if you want while you're doing it. You could lock it. I'm not going to lock it, but you could definitely lock it, and that way if you move things it would move with it. We can talk about that a little bit later. Escape on the keyboard. If we go to a 3D view. Oh, it looks like that's overlapping. Let's use our trim tool. Trim that guy. It's like the fillet tool. So it looks like my corners need a little cleanup with this tool right here. In fact, all of them do, don't they? Okay, trim, trim, trim. And we can go to a 3D view and you can kind of see what you're doing. And we can hit finish in this view, it doesn't matter. Lines must be closed loops. Oh, there's still a bad corner. Continue. And I'll go back, trim again. I can trim in 3D. I missed one corner. You probably caught that, didn't you? Finish. Click out. Now that's right at the grade beam, you can see there. Let's drop it down a little bit. Let's pick on the floor itself in this view. And let's set the height offset to be, minus 100. So down about 4 inches. Click out. A little bit of a curb there. Okay. If we go back to our top of grade beam, we can draw a little section in here now. Go to your quick access toolbar here. Pick the section tool. Say, okay, let's create a little section in there. Click out. Grab this guy. We don't need to see beyond that. Pull that guy back. Click out. Zoom in here. Double click right in the middle of the bubble. Click, click. Opens up that section. Grab the rectangle there, the view, and pull it up and down. That's your clipping for your section. And again, you can change your detail level to be medium detail. Okay, you can see there's your section, and we can grab these guys and pull them over. Okay, we don't have to see that crop region. We can turn it off by doing this. And let's organize these guys to be on the same side. Pick on here. Okay, not too bad. Now let's go back to here and let's do another section. So we're going to see the high part of the roof. Go back to your section tool here. And let's go this way. Use your shift key again if you want to keep it straight. And then you can grab this and pull it back. If you lose that, click out. All you have to do is pick on here. You can stretch it. This actually controls in the view where those edges are as well. So we don't need to see probably beyond there. Click out. Double click the bubble. Opens it up. Grab your crop region. Pull it up. There's our high roof area. Got to go way up there. Okay. Pick on here. Same old stuff. Practice is perfect, as they say. click out, pull the bottom down, and then maybe turn it off. Boom. There we go. Now there's that other section right there. I can double click here and go from section to section. This one is medium detail. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So we'll come back in our next lesson and we'll add in our beam systems and we'll put our piles in.